Hi everyone, welcome back to the Marvel Show. Yes, we have swapped seats since by the time that we're filming this, we've only done one other, which was the Doomsday trailers.
Yep.
We might try and bang out more this afternoon, as quick as possible. But we are starting our review series of Spider-Man reviews leading up to Spider-Man Brand New Day. We don't know anything about Brand New Day so far, except for the fact that they bring back Hulk, Punisher, and...
What?
Did you not know that?
Oh, get Punisher. Where is he?
He's not in this movie, though, that we're talking about.
I know, but where is he? Okay.
Right in front of you. Next to Wasp. But yeah, no, so basically... and we know that Say Sync's in it, but we don't know if it's multiverse or street level or half street level, half multiverse, who knows. But we were like, hey, we haven't done a review of any of the Spider-Man movies. Let's do it leading into Brand New Day. We're only doing the live action ones if we want. We're going to do into and across next year for Beyond. So we're only going to do live action ones this year. Then when Brand New Day comes out, we'll do our review on that, and we'll do our Spider-Man rankings, like of the movies, of the suits, of the actors, stuff like that. Oh, thanks, Seb.
What? I'm short.
Oh no, this was just going up and down, up and down.
How do I put this down?
You did. That's already down. But yeah, no. So, anyway, long intro. Today we are talking about the first Spider-Man movie directed by Sam Raimi, starring Tobey Maguire, Kirsten Dunst, James Franco, Willem Dafoe, J.K. Simmons, and Rosemary Harris and Cliff Robinson. Yes, a lot of actors. After being bitten by a genetically modified spider, a shy teenager gains spider-like abilities that he uses to fight injustice as a masked superhero and face a vengeful enemy. So, Conrad, he's actually never seen these movies before. We've watched it for the first time. I mean, you've watched half of it, but never the full thing. So, thoughts on the full movie and not just half?
It was okay. It wasn't the best movie. The plot was there.
The fact that this is one of the best superhero movies of all time, not just according to me, but according to everyone else, and he just thinks it's okay, is offensive.
It just wasn't very spectacular.
Are you only just saying that because the CGI wasn't too great?
Oh no, that's not why. The plot was kind of...
No eating.
I've been eating the entire time.
This is like the Escape podcast where someone can eat and the other one is like, no eating on camera. Because all you can hear is...
If you could make the sound, so can I.
Goodness gracious. So, anyway.
Ooh, that mic
this is
was
one of my
cutting
favorite
out.
movies of all time. So, this is one of my favorite movies of all time, and my second favorite Spider-Man movie, or third favorite, depending on the day.
Depending on the day is crazy, bucko.
Because I love No Way Home. We'll talk about that right before Brand New Day comes out. But No Way Home is my favorite movie of all time. Not just because of the movie, but also because of the experience that came with that movie. Same with Endgame. But Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 are amazing superhero movies. Everyone would pretty much say that Spider-Man 2 is better than Spider-Man 1.
Which one's that? Yeah.
Arc.
That's meant to be a lot better.
I used to not agree until I watched it semi-recently, like last year. I'm going to rewatch it so we can do it for the show. I'm just going to pull up my notes because I did take down some notes of these movies of exactly how I felt last time because I have the exact same feelings and thoughts. I'm just going to try and see if I can... Oh, here we go. So, basically, because I saw it twice. I saw it once in the theater. Well, no, I watched it before the theater, before they did the re-release in Australia, and then I went to the theater and watched it. So, one of the things I've written down is that these movies feel different now, especially since I've been to New York. I've been to a lot of the locations. I can spot a lot of the locations I'm been to. Like, I've been to the Daily Bugle. I've been to the
The
library.
Daily Bugle's an actual place.
It's a building. It's not an actual
Yeah, I assume that, but it's an actual building.
building. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. It's not CGI. I mean,
I didn't think it would be CG. I thought they just would have had. Doesn't matter.
like they green screened another building from another place.
No, there's this. Doesn't matter.
We're
But-
talking about the movie. You're allowed to talk about your thoughts.
So, there's this way where you can have something in the foreground that makes it look like it's in the background. So you
Oh,
have this
okay.
prop, like a small miniature
Yeah.
that you've put a lot of detail in the foreground, and because it's miniature, it makes it look like it's in the foreground. I would have thought they would have done something like that.
Yeah, no. It's an actual building. Now when I went, it was filled with scaffolding. So I didn't get the true
Poor Jack.
look at the building, but like, as soon as I saw the shape, I was like, oh, that's actually the Bugle. Now, Sam Raimi knows how to cook with superhero movies. If you watch the 3 Spider-Man movies he's done and Multiverse of Madness, he knows how to make a comic book movie. And I think that this movie really does show his capability for superhero movies. And I think, honestly, that really shows that he is one of the best comic book directors of all time. Up there with the Russo brothers and Christopher Nolan and James Gunn. And even Tim Burton, in my opinion, because those first 2 Batman movies are incredible. And Sam Raimi is also one of my favorite directors because of these movies. And I think that this movie is one of those movies that laid the foundation for comic book movies back in the early 2000s. Let me just move this
Before
down.
that, we had already had the X-Men movies.
Well, no, the first X-Men.
Oh, only the first.
Yeah, we only had the first because that was released in 2000. Then 1998 was the first Blade. Blade wasn't. I mean, the fans of Marvel knew who Blade was, but the vast majority of people do know who Blade
Blade?
was.
Like,
He's a vampire killer, vampire hunter. Yeah. So we only had Blade and X-Men 1. X-Men 1 was one of those ones where they were like, oh, we got to make it realistic. Everyone's got to wear black leather because they're not going to take the comic accurate costume serious. And we'll talk about this more when we review the first 3 X-Men movies leading into Doomsday. But that's what they were like at the time. They were like,
but Spider-Man changed that with the.
yeah, but Spider-Man, you can't necessarily do a black Spider-Man unless you're doing the Black Suit Saga.
There is a way to do. I've seen some cool black suits that aren't. Oh, this is also Toby's.
Yeah, that's Toby's. We'll put that out when we're doing Spider-Man 3.
Oh yeah, true.
We only had those 2 comic book movies out at the time. And this was very much a anticipated movie for a lot of people at the time, not just the comic book fans, because I think that this was one of those movies that, like, everyone was looking forward to, because this was, like, the No Way Home of its day. Because, like, every movie thing, now, just for people that I've listened to on podcasts and stuff, they would go to a theater and they would see men, women, kids, adults. So basically, this was a No Way Home of its day. And the Spider-Man 1, this really shows you how much...
This is hurting my ears.
Because I honestly think that Spider-Man was the biggest movie of the year, I think. Earned over 804 million worldwide.
Wow, not even as much as Zootopia 2.
But that was in 2002, though.
Yeah.
Times have changed since then.
I know.
So it was one of the biggest movies, and this was one of those movies that, like, defined comic book movies. Because before the Marvel movies... Yeah, so this was a movie that, like, defined a generation of comic book movies. Because before that, we had, like, Steel, Batman, Robin, and, like, all those, like, crappy, like, I think Jet Li's The One was also based on a comic, I think. So we're getting a bunch of crap. Some of that crap is fun to watch. Let's talk about this, because I feel like we might have different opinions on this. Maybe. I'm not too sure. But watching this movie made me kind of realize the criticisms that people have with the MCU Spider-Man.
What are the criticisms?
How, like, he's Tony Stark Jr. and he's not able to have a solo Spider-Man movie, that he always needs to have someone with him.
Yeah, but like... Oh, no, I see that.
Because, like, this is, like, whatever you like the MCU Spider-Man movies or not, I like them. Especially No Way Home. I love that movie. It's my favorite movie of all time. But that No Way Home was the closest to having someone for the plot, but not actually really using them, but only for the setup. Which, in Homecoming, Tony Stark Iron Man is an integral part to that story, because he's the Uncle Ben figure. In Far From Home, Maria Hill, Happy Hogan, and Nick Fury are integral to the plot.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Which, like, when you look at, like, these Toby movies, the Andrew movies, you're like, yeah, this feels very like if the MCU was just Spider-Man at the time. So, like, oh, and also, they were originally going to do a MCU with these movies and the X-Men movies, because they were originally going to try and get Hugh Jackman to make a cameo as Wolverine.
Oh, that would have been so cool. Imagine what the universe would have been like if that happened. Like, you gotta think about that.
Especially since there was if you guys don't know, there's a deleted scene or an alternate scene from the first Iron Man mid-credit scene when Nick Fury goes like, "It's not like a band of mutants, radioactive spiders, and gamma radiation aren't enough."
Yeah, I did know that.
So, like, if they were able to, they were going to use that in Iron Man 1. So Toby, the X-Men, and the Incredible Hulk at that time, because they wouldn't have used Ang Lee's Hulk. But they were going to use them in the MCU, which I think would have made the MCU 10 times better, in my opinion. Because then they would have had Toby Spider-Man or a Spider-Man right from the jump.
I kind of like how Spider-Man was introduced later.
I do too. I like how he was introduced, but it's one of those things where it's like, then you won't necessarily get any of the complaints going like, oh, he's Iron Man Jr.
Yeah, true. But I kind of like that father-son bond between
Tom and RDJ's
character.
Yeah. I think especially leading up to Doomsday, that's going to have a big payoff. And we'll talk about that more when we get to Spider-Man Homecoming. But, like, I think that would have been cool, because I will keep an eye out on Spider-Man 2, because apparently they have Thomas Jane make a cameo in that movie, who was the Punisher at the time.
I was about to say, who's that?
Yeah, he was the Punisher at the time. And the villain in that movie was John Travolta.
Who's that?
Danny Zuko in Grease.
The short guy?
Huh?
The short guy.
No, the main lead in Grease. Not the girl. I got chills. They're multiplying.
I haven't watched Grease in like 2 years.
Oh my god. We need to fix that then.
It's a great movie, I just haven't had the time.
It definitely is a great movie. But yeah, so basically, more notes, and I think, now, the CGI is kind of rough.
And especially that mannequin scene.
Well, the mannequin scene was just hilarious, because it's practical. It's not CGI. It's just hilarious that Spider-Man thing is not moving at all.
It's just... wait, let me do something. It's just...
I love how he's singing the Homecoming theme with the Toby movies. But yeah, no, so the CGI is not great. I think when they're doing the small shots, it looks fine.
It's just...
Like when it's doing the whole scene where Goblin gasses him and goes, sleep, and like he's falling down for like 2 seconds.
That's fine.
And then he picks him up, that looks fine. But when they're lingering on the, like the first time when he's swinging around and going around the walls and that type of stuff. That is where you're like, oh, this does look a bit dead. But I think when we review Spider-Man 2, we're going to be actually going like the CGI in this movie was actually great.
Probably gonna watch tonight, hopefully.
Hopefully, yes. I do want to do Spider-Man 2. I love the origin in this movie. I love how they do the origin. They fly by the origin at the seat of their pants. They tell it to you quick. It's the best origin movie in my opinion. You're interested in the origin. Unlike TASM, there is something
origin.
very slow about that origin.
That's why I liked it.
And when we talk about, we'll talk about TASM in a few episodes, but I feel like that TASM 1 does weird stuff with the origin that they don't need to.
I just liked the TASM.
Like, we don't, like, I prefer TASM 2 than TASM 1. Mainly because it kind of deals with, like, the goofyisms of the Sam Raimi trilogy. And I honestly think that this movie, because TASM, to me, because I was, as I was going to get bread, I was re-listening to my thoughts on the first TASM and second Spider-Man 2, the Tobey one, while I re-listened to my thoughts when I did the reactions to them with Mum. And she did. You guys can go watch that if you want. She did not have a good time. She would just knit the whole time. And it's actually very funny. She laughed the most at Spider-Man 3, but anyway. But my
Is that the one with the...
Yeah, exactly. Nice one. So basically, I honestly think that TASM does stuff with the origin that they don't need to. Because TASM to me...
We're not doing a TASM review here.
No, but I'm just saying that, like, to me, the train scene is so unnecessary in that movie.
Yeah, but that was funny.
Like, I don't need to see him touching a woman's breasts and ripping her shirt off and seeing her half naked in a Spider-Man movie.
But I wanted to.
I think that it's so slow. I think, like, and I'll talk about this again when we do TASM. But they should have just got rid of I think they should cut out the train scene and just kept the bit where he returns home and goes, oh, I'm hungry.
Oh yeah, that part's funny. I liked
like
that part.
I think they should have just kept that part because then it knows how it's affecting that Peter Parker.
It reminds me of Venom, where he has to go to the restaurant and starts
exactly.
eating everything.
Yeah. And he starts eating the lobsters in the lobster tank. Yeah.
He wasn't actually meant to go into the lobster tank.
No, I think it was an improvisation
That
bit.
was an impro, yeah.
So
Made the movie though, and it was definitely the best cut.
Oh, exactly. Because, like, at least in this movie, you get, like, the more, like, horror version of the origin, where, like, you see him, like, kind of dozing off, and, like, he's, like...
Horror?
Going sick, and, like, you have, like, the horror camera angles and stuff, and you go into the...
the DNA.
Into the DNA, his body, which is very, very horror-like. And then also you have the Green origin story interlaced with that, which is also very horror.
That's horror.
Because he goes into the machine and he starts having a seizure. Which actually, that smoke was originally they were going to use green smoke, but it was causing problems, so they had to use white smoke and digitally make it to be green smoke.
I did know that actually.
Yes. So basically,
hiding the ball from
so
me?
I think it's a good job interlacing the villain origin with the hero origin. I think the wrestling scene is very, very good. Bonesaw is ready.
I'd asked for 3 minutes, you only gave me 2.
I missed the part, but that's my problem. But yeah, no, some of the best quotes come from that scene, and I think
valid though. I missed the part where that's my problem. That's completely valid.
Oh, exactly. I'm going to use that in my everyday life now. That's going to be something I
already say that.
I'm not going to say that in front of my boss because my bosses are actually nice. But yeah, no. So I think that because also this movie too, like, it's bright and colourful as hell. It's very comic booky. It does the comic book transitions that you want. I like how it's a grounded Spider-Man movie, as opposed to the MCU Spider-Man movies that, like, the closest we got is Homecoming. Far From Home has, like, grounded elements to it, but because they're in Europe, it feels not so grounded.
Yeah,
Because it's dealing with the elementals and the Mysterio thing of it all, which...
Oh, Mysterio.
Not yet. I'm going to say this to Seb. We will do a episode not connected to these reviews, but we will do an episode on the unmade Spider-Man 4.
The unmade?
Yeah, of Tobey's. Because a bunch of stuff has come out about that.
Oh, what were they going to do about that?
Well, the main villain was going to be Vulture, but we'll talk about that.
I love Vulture.
So we'll talk about that in another episode. I also honestly think that the reference to Dr. Connors and Julia Roberts and Superman is an interesting thing in this movie, which makes it in a very weird spot where this is like half fiction and half realistic, because it's in like a timeless New York in a way.
What's a timeless New York?
So like a timeless New York that could only fit in that movie. A New York that doesn't fit in the early 2000s or late 90s or today. It fits in the movie.
Yeah.
Which, like, if you go there now, like, yeah, sure. I went to New York last year. It was the first spot we went to. And I felt like, especially going to those buildings, I felt like I was in a Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie. Like, when they were on top of the, what do you call it? When they were on top of the rooftop garden.
Oh, yeah.
And behind them was that church.
Yeah.
I actually went to that church.
Yep, you told me.
Because that church was actually modeled after the church that they use in Spider-Man 3. They didn't actually end up using that church, but they did model the church in Spider-Man 3 after that. So the fact that I watching it this time, that I was able to pay attention and know that it was actually in there, I was like, oh, I've actually been to that. That's actually cool. But like spoiling the locations I've been to was also very, very cool. I also think that I think that everyone has forgotten how great Willem Dafoe's Goblin is in this movie.
Oh, he's glorious. I love that.
I think that this is I think this is his best portrayal in a movie.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Especially when it comes to Goblin. Because we'll talk about Tasm too, but God, that Goblin is horrendous.
Oh, he's the, what's it called again? The Herpy Goblin.
Yeah, I call him Herpy Goblin. But yeah, because I think it's ridiculous that they do that. That is bonkers to me. And then basically the other thing I want to talk about is that this movie still holds up 22, 23 years later.
Yep.
Even though that we do have our complaints about the CGI.
Oh, yeah.
I think that overall with the story and all that, I think that they still work.
Except for the fact that the glider doesn't hit any organs that would kill him. He is not fatally wounded.
He got stabbed right in here.
No, he got stabbed in his legs. It was like right here.
No, because he was like kneeling down.
No.
And it didn't go there. It went here.
It went just where his legs are.
So it went towards his penis, is that what you're saying?
No, yeah, and I know that because the glider sticks into the wall, so when he moves, he can't move down, so... Big plot hole there.
Is it though?
Yes!
Like, come on.
He wouldn't have died. He would have been
like
badly injured at best.
That's kind of weird to me. Like, let's talk about the castings. What did we think? I know what we know what I think, but what do you think about Tobey?
He's pretty good. Everybody at the school seems like much older than they should be, though. That's my
Yeah.
one critique for the casting.
Everyone's older than the teacher, the guy that was like,
Yeah.
Shh, we're gonna have a lesson about not knowing how to talk.
What do you mean?
Like the guy that comes up to Harry Osborn and MJ at the beginning is like, we're gonna have a lesson of how we should listen.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone is older than that guy.
Exactly. Like, come on.
That's very funny though.
Like, the casting would be good if you were casting a 30-year-old Spider-Man.
I don't know how old Toby was when he did this.
Yeah, me neither.
I think he was in his 20s though, his like late 20s.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, he could be cast as a 30.
What did we think of James Franco?
Who's that?
Harry.
Oh, he was good. He was the only one out of anybody in that that looked 18.
He was taller than Toby.
Yeah, but he's just tall.
I mean, I know a lot of teenagers that were like around James Franco's height in this movie when I was going to school, but also I'm like, I buy Toby more as a dorky teenager, especially when they put the glasses and the dorky clothes they has on clothes in the beginning of the movie.
Again, yeah. I think Harry looks younger than Toby.
Sure. Now, let's talk about MJ. Because we'll have a few things to say about her going down the trilogy. What did we think about Kirsten Dunst?
She was good.
What did we think about her hair in this movie?
Didn't look real.
I think this is the best color of it in the whole trilogy because they got more. Because this actually looks like MJ from the comics hair.
Yeah.
I think the next one, even
Tracy
though that,
Tugger, you hit the jackpot.
yeah, I think in the next two, even though that, in the next two, it's more actual red hair, what people will say is red hair.
Yeah,
But it's more orange, what people would
strawberry
call.
blonde, basically.
Yeah, but the
Damn,
but this is
Molly's
actually
back.
MJ from the comics
Yeah.
color hair.
MJ's actual hair in the comics
Is actually red, not like a redhead that's actually orange.
Yeah.
And people say it's a redhead. I think Cliff Robinson does great as Uncle Ben.
Oh, yeah.
This is the best Uncle Ben. Because Martin Sheen in TASM 1, I do not like. I honestly think that he does a great job as Uncle Ben because I can't deal with Martin Sheen in TASM. Because I think that his acting is, especially when Martin Sheen dies in TASM, is so underwhelming. Especially the great performance of Peter. When Cliff Robinson dies in this one. And also Aunt May, Rosemary Harris. Great.
Oh, I don't actually like her. I prefer the
What?
TASM. I prefer TASM Aunt May.
You prefer Sally Field?
Yeah. She looks like more like the Aunt May in the comics. Aunt May in the comics is more bad, yeah.
Bad butt.
Well, I couldn't say what I was about to say. The monetizers on YouTube are scary, thank you.
Like, I think this is more Silver Age comic accurate.
Yeah, which is what we're going to talk about in my comic versus movie.
Yes, like, it's more Silver Age accurate of the comics. Which the MCU more go, like, for the realistic, like, younger, hot, sexy aunt.
Yeah.
Like, which, like, everyone can basically say that most of their aunts are, like, the MCU Aunt May. Joe Manganiello.
Who's that?
Flash. Thoughts?
Again, he looked way older than he should be.
Oh, I love you,
Bucko
Seb.
looked 40.
I love you, Seb. So, here's an interesting fact about James Franco that I just looked up. He originally auditioned to play Peter Parker.
He would have been a terrible Peter Parker. Not acting wise, he just doesn't look like a Peter Parker.
Yeah. And it's one of those things where I'm just like, that's weird. And like also another fact is J.K. Simmons first learned he was cast in Spider-Man from a fan.
I did know that. Oh, so did Toby.
Was Toby the same?
Sorry, not Toby. The MCU one.
Oh, Tom Holland.
Tom Holland learned.
I think it was from a website he learns that though.
Yeah, it was. It was from the Marvel website. It was learn who our new Spider-Man
Yeah,
is.
that's right.
And he clicked and it was like Tobey Maguire. Oh, sorry, Tom
Tom
Holland.
Holland.
And he was like,
We'll talk about that when we get to
oh, this
Homecoming.
must be a joke.
Let's talk about that when we get to Homecoming.
I could have explained the story now that I've started it.
Elizabeth Banks said she was told she was too old to play Mary Jane Watson.
I mean, she does look a bit too old.
No, but I mean, like, Elizabeth Banks is Betty Brant.
Who's Betty?
J. Jonah Jameson's secretary.
I thought
Oh,
she was the one who played MJ.
No. Who do we actually think of Betty Brant in this movie?
I barely noticed her.
Short hair. Welcome
Yeah,
to the
I know,
Bugle.
but like, I just barely noticed her.
Yeah, okay. No, but Kirsten Dunst saw that she was playing Gwen Stacy because they both had blonde hair.
Yeah, why? I feel like Gwen Stacy would have fit in.
I think we get the hottest Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3.
There's a Gwen in Spider-Man 3. Anyway, enough about all of this.
So thoughts on the first Spider-Man? Is there something that you want to elaborate on that, or
No, I think we're close to being done.
you just want to wrap this up?
I do want to wrap this up. We've been talking about this for ages, and we haven't.
We've been talking about Civil War for ages.
We went on and on about Civil War.
For no reason.
Yeah, we really didn't need to do that. We made the start of it perfect, but the end of it just went.
Well, especially of the first half.
The first half was incredible.
I think at least the second half, it went along a lot quicker because we were like, okay, speed this up. So I honestly think that this movie is one of the foundational movies for Marvel. I think that this is one of the most important movies for Marvel. I honestly think that this movie, we'll kind of talk about this more as we go through the movies, but I think, don't worry, going into the second movie, the second Tobey one at least, we'll be a bit more prepared. I'll have a bit more facts that I don't need to look up on the spot. I do feel like that we need to do the TASMs, I feel like.
Surely we do comic versus movie.
We definitely didn't do yours.
Because then I feel like we do mine, ours, mine, ours. We like flip.
Well, we would have to make that quick though.
Yeah. Easy.
Because the Civil War one went on for ages. I'm not doing one that length.
Yeah, that's because it went. We had to cut out half of it because we got. Doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
Remember to Hulk smash that subscribe button and Pretty Wrist banner that bell, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.
Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.